Wow, we're in for quite a game tonight, aren't we, Hawk?
Absolutely, dude.
Welcome, everybody, and welcome to the 413 OCS Cup game tonight. We have, going into it, Havoc v.
Battered Overwatch.
That should be an exciting game. Of course, Havoc at the top of our standings tonight.
Yeah, it's going to be a very exciting one. 4-3 Havoc has already proven to be quite a very strong team. They're currently up 2-0 in the standings, if I'm not mistaken. So I expect some great things from them tonight. And on the side of Battered Overwatch, I think we can expect the same as well. They have been Battered Overwatch. I think they have been around for quite a long time, so they'll definitely had an advantage in the synergy factor. So.
Yeah, of course, with Havoc being a new team built as of the last season there, they kind of came into the season a little half-wonked, baked, and not quite ready to handle it, but this season they're showing us some different strides. Now, of course, coming in here, we've got Four-3 Hawkshaw doing your analytic stuff on the side, and myself, I'm 4-3 Suspect coming in for your play-by-play. Welcome, and I can't wait to have a good stream with y'all.
Yes, sir. And now we are going to be looking at the fixtures for the rest of this week, for week 3. So currently we have Battered Overwatch versus 4-1-3 Havoc. That is what we're going to be seeing tonight. And then tomorrow we'll have UAH Charge of Blue versus 4-1-3 Catalyst. I think that's 10 p.m. EST. Yeah, 10 p.m. EST. So that's also going to be a very exciting one.
Absolutely. I think that's going to be one to watch out for. But today we're handling, of course, Battered Overwatch versus Havoc. Tough one to call. Havoc, coming in kind of like a little more of a favorite. What do you think we're gonna see into this match?
I know that 4-1-3 Havoc has really favored these sort of brawl comps with like the McCree and the Reaper, and they'll occasionally throw in maybe a May or a Symmetra. But recently there was a new patch that came out, and I feel like over the next couple of weeks, or maybe even within the coming days, we're going to start seeing some different things. But I'm not sure if it's going to really start taking effect too early on. But you'll never know. We could end up just seeing a bunch of Roadhog or something. Seeing as he was he got one of the changes that everybody was talking about. So we'll see.
Absolutely. Roadhog's seen a lot more game time in my my competitive games these days, and he hurts. He hurts. It's a good damage buff they've given to him, so we could see a little bit of Hog and Ball Torture. We could see some Sigma Hog. A lot of possibilities coming into tonight. Battered Overwatch, kind of a team that I've seen, play a little bit more of the unorthodox compositions, so definitely some good possibilities coming in.
Yeah, now we are going to be looking at our standings, and here we have Battered Overwatch and 4-1-3 Havoc in the 2nd and 4th place spot, respectively. Yep, I'm reading that correctly. So far, 2 contenders for some of the top spots in this tournament. But seeing as we're only in week 3, those could very well change within the coming weeks.
Absolutely. Really hard to call anything right now, but you know what? One thing I can call is...
What is it?
I can 100% guarantee tonight we are hitting the 413 Esports Challenge. We're going to get the followers. There's 13 followers away. We have 400 right now. So if you guys are looking for a little bit of money, a little bit of pocket cash, you want another account, $41.30. Am I right, Hawkshaw?
Absolutely. We'll be giving that away to one lucky person when we hit 413 followers on our Twitch. So you don't want to miss that.
Absolutely. I can think of a couple good abbreviations and switch ups for account names for Suspect and Hawkshaw. Throwing some numbers, throwing some letters that are backwards. Who knows?
Yeah.
Get done what we got to get done.
Yep. So, looks like what we're going into now is the pre-match interviews. So first we'll be going with somebody from 4-1-3 Havoc. I believe it's going to be Adams K. One moment real quick. All right, so we're going to be looking to get him in here in just a moment. Alrighty. Let me bring him up real quick. Wait, want to make sure I'm dragging the right person. I almost dragged the wrong person last time, and I... Alright. Alright, there he is. Adams K. I think that's how you say your name, right?
It's actually Adamisk. Thank you for giving me the chance to set the record straight with the casters directly.
Gotcha.
That would have been embarrassing going into this match. Welcome, Adam.
It's okay, I'm used to it. There's been a couple games where I've been called Adams K, so it comes with the territory of having a hard to spell name.
Yeah, fair enough, fair enough. So,
good thing we know now.
Are you excited for tonight's match?
I am super excited. I am currently playing from a friend's house because I was visiting a friend for the weekend, so I'm on a completely different setup with new headphones and a different mouse than I'm used to. So we'll see if we can make the magic happen.
Absolutely. What are your team's keys to success coming in tonight?
My team's keys to success are we're kind of running a limping roster for Havoc tonight. We're missing our main off-tank player, Dak Gameboy, and also our main flex support, Sev. So I'll be stepping in there to play some flex support. I'm normally a main support player. So our keys to success are really to be if those people can step into those roles and fill them in the same way that we'd see our main players doing them.
Okay, fair enough. What do you think of the new patch changes that have come out recently?
I'm super excited to see more Hog out there. As a Mercy player, I just totally vampire ult charge off of Hog players. So I'd love to see the buff to the damage, and I'd love to see more Hogs in my games.
Wow, that's something that not every Mercy player has ever said. I've remembered quite a few Mercy players that have flamed me. I've been playing Hog in the game, being such a feeder.
Well, the fast ones don't worry about it too much. I consider myself a very zippy Mercy.
That's awesome. And is there anything you want to say to the other team before this match kicks off?
I'm super excited to play against them. I think we've played against them once before, and it was a really close game. So I'm really excited to see how they've developed since last season.
Okay, awesome. If there's nothing else, thank you very much for coming in, Adam, and we'll look forward to seeing you pop off with a foreign mouse and foreign setup.
Heck yeah, thanks guys.
Absolutely. So that was Adam Esk. I think that was it, right? That was
yeah,
what he said?
I believe that's what he said.
Yeah. Okay. That's good. Don't want to get that wrong mid-match and embarrass the hell out of myself.
Absolutely, and a little bit of spice. Perhaps Havoc's not quite taking Battered Overwatch completely seriously here. You know, they're like letting some of their main roster, yeah, no worries, don't have to come out to this game, take a break, play an easy role. Maybe Havoc's underestimating them coming into here. What do you think, Hawk?
Yeah, maybe. We'll see. Maybe it was voluntary, maybe it wasn't. Who knows? And yeah, we'll see how this goes with Adam-esque on that flex support role. As he said, he plays the main support, so we'll see how that goes into play. And we'll be seeing SS Boatname in the lineup for the first time this season, which is going to be very exciting as well. Filling that off-tank role for normally Dak Gameboy.
And of course, that Gameboy has been one of those role stars that we've been really highlighting from the Havoc lineup. So it'll be interesting to see if SS Boatname is like a ball one trick or something crazy, or if he comes in here as like a secret weapon.
Hey now, yeah, I've seen him play more Zarya. He's gotten really good at it from what I've been seeing recently. So for our next pre-game interview, who was it again? It was
I believe it's $, that the coach for Batted Overwatch. However, I think I've seen them play a couple times as well. So we coaching from here. Watch me go.
Yep. Give me one moment, real quick. Gonna make sure. Alrighty. So we'll see if he's ready. Yep. Alrighty. So. Oh, god damn it. Alright. My bad. So, yeah, we're going to be getting $ in here for a quick interview. And. Wait 1 second.
Yeah, and I think coming into this with the coach mentality, he should be able to give us a good idea of what we're going in here as if Battle at Overwatch is going to respond to Havoc's, down talk, like, yeah, we're not really taking it seriously, we're just kind of laying it back and
yeah.
I mean, we're a B tier team. Why would they?
Okay.
True.
Oh,
I mean, we're a B tier team. I mean, that's the mindset that everyone has been accustomed to for now for us. So it's kind of
so
just.
do you think that you're gonna show them up though? You think you're gonna prove them wrong?
I mean, what I think. I mean, I think that everyone in my team is like the best players because I wouldn't be here. I wouldn't coach them if they weren't. And I think that each individual player is good for their own reason. But I think that our name and is very misleading. So that's just my opinion.
Okay. So the name's a fake out. See, everyone comes in here coming in like, oh,
Yeah,
it'll be bad at Overwatch, and then they get
Yeah,
stomped.
it's just like everyone is just like, oh, this sports team is going to be bad because they've always been bad, and then there's the 1 year that they're actually good, and then it's just everything is messed up.
Yeah, absolutely. So how does bad at Overwatch reacting to the new patch changes?
Our off tank player Alizen has been begging me to play Diva, and our head coach has said no. So,
Okay, I see.
but with the new patches, it's mostly just the same thing. We just run the same comps, and we're just kind of playing around them in their own like individual way. But we didn't really have any like major reactions except the Rhine changes. The Rhine changes were a big thing, but besides that, not really.
Okay. What kind of warm-ups did the team do coming in here?
We did the 1v1 arena, and we just kind of chilled and just hung out, and then like kept our like emotions in check and made sure that we were calm,
Yeah,
and collected,
absolutely.
and going
Absolutely.
into that, and so because
Yeah,
everyone here is a good player, so it's not like we need to do extensive like warm-ups.
Yeah,
But
fair enough.
but we did a slight warm-up just so we could get like team thoughts, and we could just start talking, and we just like talked about, we went over the comps that we wanted to play for a good like 5 minutes, and then we just left.
Absolutely. And so on that topic about comps, what kind of comps should we expect coming out from you guys tonight?
I'm not telling. They're gonna listen to the stream.
Ah! Fair enough.
I'm not gonna reveal stuff. Hello.
Okay. Give me one hint. Come on, we're begging for it.
An Overwatch character.
Oh, an Overwatch character. Okay.
God,
He's let out all the secrets, boys. He's let out all of the secrets.
Yep.
Absolutely. Thank you very much for coming out here, Dollar. Is there anything you'd like to say to Havoc before we kick off?
Good luck, because you're gonna fucking need it. Oh, I can't swear. Oh no.
Oh, it's okay. It's okay. We bleep it out.
Okay.
We bleep it out. It counts. It counts.
Got it?
All right,
Good
okay,
luck,
okay.
because you
All right.
will need it.
All right, cool. All right, cool.
Awesome.
All right, thank you.
Thank you very much. Have a good one. Hawkshot, they will need the good luck. Havoc might be sleeping, and Bad at Overwatch is ready to catch him.
Yeah, we'll see if that statement rings true throughout this game. The first map is going to be Oasis, as these teams are getting ready here.
What's your opinions on Oasis, Hawk?
It's a pretty diverse map composition-wise, and on that university map, you tend to see tons of brawl comps, and then on the other two, you'll tend to see either the brawl comps or maybe something like a Monkey Zarya or maybe Monkey Diva or something. Lots of Echo I've also seen on those two maps. So I think those are definitely some comps we can expect going into this match. Or going
Absolutely. I'm inclined to agree, and one could even say like coming into this, you got University, which some would say is probably one of the best May maps in the game, and then like the other two are completely the opposite. So it's really, it can be misleading. If the first map's University, you come in, and then the next map's like you win that one because you're playing Brawl and you're playing it really well, and the next map they come out with like an Echo Tracer and dismantle you. It's like oh crap.
And at that point you'll just have no clue what to do, and you don't prepare for it. But we'll see what these two teams have up their sleeves. We are going into Oasis now. Let's see what specific stage we get first.
Yeah, of course, and different teams might be favored for different portions in the map. We're coming in here. I'd say University. I'd expect to see a little more of the Brawl, taking over the power. So I'd kind of be leaning more towards Havoc, right? Because we've seen them play a lot of Brawl so far.
Yeah, and it's something they're very strong at, and it's going to be kind of a hell of a response that Bad Overwatch is going to have to think of. This is the map where you'll see a lot of the McCree Mei, seeing like you said, Mei is just so good on this stage specifically, with just tons of chokes to isolate the tanks through.
Yeah, of course. However, players you'd really watch out for on Havoc. Croissant rings a really big bell, and he hasn't never been really known for a big Mei player. So they always come out with interesting comps on this kind of a map. And right now, I think they're lying through their teeth. I think both teams are lying through their teeth about their comps. I doubt I'll see a Doomfist and a Monkey, and I don't think I'm going to see the ball's possible. The ball is.
No, I've
possible.
seen a bit of Doomfist on this map, and it has worked out pretty well for some teams. So you never know.
The Monkey's questionable. The Monkey is questionable. And of course, Bang filling that Mei spot we didn't quite think we'd see, and Monkey is actually out of spawn doors. Can confirm there is a Monkey in my game.
Yep, the Ryan Monkey comp. We haven't seen this one yet. This is definitely something new that Havoc is going to be doing with. They're also running the Doomfist as well.
Yeah, and Thornwall's trying to make that little bit of space where the Monkey dives and then Thornwall dives. It's kind of going back and forth as they're cycling through, forcing the supports to play careful. Alizen getting really low though, coming in here, has to peel back. Jump Penny steps out a little bit too far. The lamp is not there in time. He goes down. Croissant is in the backline, but has to wraith out after getting Thornwall. Toaster takes out the lamp now. No lamps for either team. However, one team's sustaining a little bit better. The wall has stopped off any recontest, but it's a little far away. And Croissant picks off Bananas. That's huge. Croissant going big. It says Spotenade hits Alizen. Croissant cleaning up these kills here. Toaster's the last one to die, and it's a swift fight and turnaround. What do you think about that, Hawk?
Yeah, that was very good on Croissant and SS Spotenade for really just being able to sort of step up off the back of Jump Penny, off of the death of Jump there, and really just get the kills they needed and just take the point.
Now they've gone to more of a more traditional composition here, and we're coming out, and the first ultimate I think we're going to see is probably Window, if I had my guys right. No, it's the High Noon and the Window on two separate angles, so it'll be difficult to see who's going to get the upper hand here. The lamp's already out. Jump Penny's just trying to sustain. The pin comes through, and the Mei ult followed by Window coming out. That's going to be a lot of damage. Light takes that Jump Penny though, and Bang falls onto Alizen, so there's a tanks down on both sides. Bang is cleaning up right now though, and Croissant is in there getting the kills with that Death Blossom. Huge value, but perhaps a little bit of an ult over extension there, as we saw 3 ultimates come out from the side of Havoc.
Yeah, they will have the tank ults coming up as well as the sound barrier. Bananas though does have that shatter, so we're going to be seeing who can land the Earth Shatter first, or who will just be able to land a bigger one, and who can capitalize off of their line Shatter better.
Absolutely, and they're going for this rotation up on a high ground. I kind of like that for the McCree positioning, but it's kind of rough because now the Mei, you're wasting time on this rotation. The Shatter's coming in as soon, I imagine, from Bananas. The walls goes up, splits, but the Grab is there to hold them off. The Shatter gets blocked by Jump Penny. Jump Penny, very veteran Ryan, ready to block it at a moment's notice. Goes for the pin, gets the beat, so they're healthy and swinging. A lot of resources gone if you're the side of Batted Overwatch here. Bubbles being traded. Bananas is solo, and he goes down, and Croissant takes out Alizen along with that. Dacus is fragging right now as Toaster eats the dust, and then that's back to square one, 85%.
Yeah, final fight territory now, and Jump Penny still has this Earth Shatter. Both Name and Dacus made great use of their ultimates as Bang is coming up on this Blizzard. But there are support ults on the side of Bad at Overwatch. Renaro with that sound barrier, Toaster with this Matrix. We'll see how they utilize it. But I don't know if they're gonna like just barely touches. But the Shatter's too big.
Double there. Absolute value. The Mayfreeze comes in, but it doesn't matter because nobody can touch. The Shatter lays them out, and Jump Penny coming in with a 4th there. He's going to clean up for a 5th in the overtime. Oh no, Light takes him out, but that's huge plays. He lands that Shatter, is the difference maker for his team.
Absolutely. Just landed so many players from the side of Bad at Overwatch on the ground, and by the time Light was able to touch the point, it was just too late for Bad at Overwatch. Absolutely. So now we're on Gardens, so I think judging by what we're seeing currently, we're just going to be seeing more of this brawl matchup, and I think Havoc might have the advantage considering how well they were playing it on University.
I would agree, but I'd be more inclined to take a look at Alizen here on the Diva pick, which is kind of interesting, different than what we saw on the last map. And of course, this is a map with a little bit more high ground you can exploit. We see a lot more Diva in Contenders and Overwatch League, and they must be doing it for a reason. So it'll be interesting if at Overwatch can exploit the same reasoning.
Yeah, it's going to be an interesting one. Battle Overwatch having a lot of space here.
Yeah, and then the wall goes up and a great split. Diva gets booped, but it's not enough because Diva has boosters. And then Croissant and Jumpenny are already down. This is already a 2v4, and that's not good odds if you're Havoc here. Absolutely, and Nasa's boat nade is just trying to stall out on this point a little while, but it's not going to be of very much use because the point hasn't unlocked yet. So now, you know, Adam takes that reset, goes off the map, and they go in again.
Yeah, Battered Overwatch just gained so much space to begin with on that high ground, and it just led to Jumpenny getting isolated and just picks going the way of Battered Overwatch. And now Toaster already has this window, and using it on this high ground I think is going to be very good for them. We'll saw a lot of time in favor of Battered Overwatch.
Absolutely, and here comes Jumpenny looking to go down the main with his team. They make it onto the point and are playing underneath here. And now that someone has to drop to the test. So Alizan drops, the lamp goes down to sustain him. The window is coming out from Adam, and now a repeat window from Toaster. Both teams looking to get a little bit of value here, but Bang picks off Light in the rotation. That's big. The Shatter comes out, and it's huge. It's a 4-man Shatter, but Bang is there to sustain, and Bananas goes down right as he hits it, so he's down too, and Croissant is cleaning up the back line.
Yeah, that Shatter from Banana is not going to be enough. Went down like, what, 3-4 members of 4-3 Havoc, but Bang was there with the Deadeye to get some picks, and overall, 4-3 Havoc winning that fight. Now they have high ground control, and the tank goes on the way.
Yeah, and crucially, you know, Havoc flipped that point before the fight really began because they played underneath them, so now it's up to...
Yeah.
It's a big onus on Battered Overwatch to try and take this high ground back. Of course, no Mei, so they don't really have a good way of controlling the space, but the boops help. Light gets an early pick, though. That's huge. Bang picks him off, though. Bang is popping off right now. Bang, wow. Bang, bang, as he gets a triple. Rihanna takes him out, but that's not going to be enough if you're not careful. Like, everyone's really low health on this high ground. The bomb goes off, though. Jumpenny's in a dangerous situation. The grab, that's an interesting play from SS Sport Team, and it looks like this is just going to be staggers now as Alizan is out of mech again. Oh no.
Oh.
Time to jump off the map. The screams of the baby diva. No, he's gonna sit and stagger a little more. Ah,
there we go. Yeah, now Jumpenny has the Shatter, Dacus with the Sound Barrier, and Croissant. Look at the spot he's in right now. He's in that little window above the point, probably looking to use that Death Blossom when Battered Overwatch comes in.
Absolutely, and if Rihanna isn't perfect on his timing with his beat, this could be brutal. It could be a one-up fight. Croissant could just dome them right now. TP into the back line and take it. Jumpenny, though, gets the early pick with a Fire Strike out of nowhere and deletes Thornwall, and then Boat Name takes out Toast. Bananas is going bananas here because he can't get any space. They're at 90% already, and they haven't been able to engage.
Yeah, Thornwall died with his Blizzard. That could end up end up to the downfall of Battered Overwatch if they can't touch this point. Alizan does get the touch on the point though, and Runaru uses that Sound Barrier, but it's a big Shatter once again from Jumpenny, and the ults are just coming out from 4-3 Havoc. Bang finding 2 with the Deadeye, and he and SS Boatname are just cleaning up this point now, and Banana is no longer able to stall on this point, and that is a decisive 1-0 victory from 4-3 Havoc taking Oasis.
Absolutely. We thought Havoc might have been sleeping on Battered Overwatch here, but I gotta say, I think Havoc's actually just the resident sleeper. They are coming in and crushing their opponents. Bang is popping off, gets a triple on that high ground as if nothing ever happened.
Absolutely. Really great showing on the Mei and the McCree. And, you know, it's really been something that Havoc has been practicing a lot, and they've just been putting on a masterclass with these brawl comps.
Absolutely, absolutely. Kind of secure in the first map, relatively comfortably. Of course, though, control maps tend to favor the team with the more pop-off ability. Battered Overwatch, a veteran team, maybe a little bit more synergy can pop off in the later maps.
Yeah, we'll see how both the synergy and the individual skill both come into play as we go into these next couple maps in this match. So we're gonna go into a short intermission real quick as we get the second map set up, and we'll see you guys on the other side of that.
Alrighty, everybody, we're coming back just as the intermission's ending, and I'd like to remind you all, you are 9 followers away from the giveaway. 9. Hawkshaw, count to 9.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Huh, that was pretty quick. That
Made
must
$41.
not be that many followers. Yeah, $41.30 in Blizzard Bounce once we hit that 413 follower mark. So you don't want to miss that as we are going into King's Row. Interesting map pick from Bad at Overwatch, considering they were pretty down in that brawl matchup versus 4-3 Havoc. So I really don't know if this is the map pick they want to lean towards. But what do you think of it?
I don't know. I think King's Row is one of those maps that like everyone's like, oh, it's King's Row. We gotta play Brawl now. It's Brawl time.
Yeah.
We go Brawl. But you know, you've definitely seen at kind of like the higher levels of Overwatch that a lot of metas can be run on King's Row. Yeah, like it's a really great map for dives and double shields. And
Yeah.
there's lots of compositions that gets like. I think King's Row is just such a beautiful map that you can play almost anything on it. That said, I would be extremely surprised if Havoc ran anything but Brawl.
Yeah, the brawl is definitely something like I've been saying that they've just been putting on an absolute masterclass with, and I don't expect anything much different.
Yeah, absolutely. And coming in here, we've got 3 seconds until it unlocks. I'll be interested to see what kind of the initial picks are. I wouldn't pay any attention to Havoc. I'd assume they're all full of it because they're in the offense. But we can rely on these picks. Alazan on the Zarya, and I think I'd actually prefer to see them on the Diva. They actually like won that initial engage when he was on Diva, and on Zarya, like they got kind of dominated on University. Not gonna lie. Thoughts on that, Hawk?
Yeah, Zarya. I'm not sure if it's a hero Alazan plays all that much in comparison to Diva. But we'll end up seeing how it goes. So it looks like Bad at Overwatch running pretty standard stuff. If we're going off of what has been going off of the brawl comps that have been played as of recently, the McCree and the Mei, the Bap Lucio. So it looks like 4-3 Havoc is going to be running the same thing with the exception of Croissant on the Reaper instead of the McCree. So it looks like 4-3 Havoc is going to be playing for a lot more close range.
Yeah, and Havoc taking this long rotation around here just to end up right where they were. I think they're kind of wasting a little bit of time here. Moving really slow, looking for an opening though. Maybe it's calculated as the Mei spam is coming in from Bang, and there's the bubbles as they engage. The wall goes up though, and Bananas goes absolutely aggro and gets destroyed by Croissant. A lot more damage in that Reaper than is in the Kree. Penny gets that fire strike, and now he's just kind of gonna shield and swing to secure the win there. As Alazan goes off in the corner and dies. It's looking to be a swift cap from Havoc as a little bit of stall comes out, but I think that's pretty much all she wrote.
Yeah, very, very, very quick point cap from 4-3 Havoc. But the good news for Bad at Overwatch is they'll be able to fight a full 6 on this second point once they're able to regroup. But Boatman getting a little bit of damage in. And now Bad at Overwatch has regrouped, so now they can end up taking a fight near this bookstore.
Absolutely, and if I'm Bananas coming into this, I'm going Bananas, because I know I've got that Shatter. I know Jump Penny doesn't. I'm getting really close. You get a couple swings, and then you can hit him. Bang! They never see it coming.
Exactly.
Oh, huge pick from Alazan. You know, maybe SS Boatname a little bit out of position, gets kind of melted. A little bit of Zarya right clicks there, and Toaster finishes off Jump Penny as the window comes up, and there's some frag and Baptiste. They're going all the way to the other spawn doors for this Mei. Bang is in the wall to get out, but I don't know if they'll make it. Croissant is pinching right now on Bananas. They might have overextended, but Light picks off Bang, and that's more staggers than can be conceived right now. Havoc's got to find a way back into this.
Yeah, and that's a good opportunity for Bad at Overwatch to stabilize under these arches here. So yeah, now they're gonna be able to fight around this corner
under the arches. The arches are a huge place to stabilize. The window comes out quickly. Oh, and Jump Penny immediately takes out the Lucio. That's a huge grab, but not enough to follow up on. The Mei ult is there to take them all out. Pretty solid play from the side of Havoc.
Yeah, absolutely. Boatname, Bang, Adam-esque, all utilizing their roles. Jump Penny got a window fire strike combo in to get a pick, and it just led to Bad at Overwatch just falling over. And now they'll have to recontest with the. Now from what I'm seeing, Thornwall is a little bit behind. He'll have to be sped back, and will be taking a little bit for him to get back into the fray here. As 4-3 Havoc, not just playing around the cart for now.
Yeah,
But
and both,
looking for the
both
death
teams
blossom.
have the Shatter right now, and Alazan has moved over to the Sigma. That means there's a lot more poke, and Havoc has to play this a lot smarter, a lot faster. But it also means that if they do play faster, they're going to be at an advantage with the bubbles. The beat comes out. The Shatter from Bananas is bigger. Jumpetti doesn't get the block on that one. And it looks like both teams are trading out resources. However, Jumpetti's extremely low. There's the Blossom coming out. Alazan is looking very healthy. Croissant eats the dust from a couple Sigma damage. That's what I mean. The longer this fight takes, the more value Sigma's going to get. It's just not enough damage that Zarya can really put out. Jumpetti is looking very low. Not a lot of shield. Gets melted. S's boat name's going to be next. And then it's just the supports trying to escape. Dak is not quite ready enough to get out.
Yeah, and look at how much ult charge Alazan got off of that just one fight. 66% to that gravitic flux. Like you said, I think it's definitely a pretty decent pick if you can play it smart. Just poke them out from range. You don't need to be all up in their face unlike the comp from 4-3 Havoc. And now Boatname 81% to that grab, and now Adamesk about to come up on that window. But Renaro has that sound barrier, and a few members of Havoc are isolated. They have to invest that immortality field, but the Blizzard is
big.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's just how she wrote. A 1L fight. That's exactly what you want to see from the side of about it Overwatch here. Cycling their ultimates a lot better than Havoc did initially, right? Havoc uses grab and then mailed and window all to get through that choke and then gets stopped at the next checkpoint, whereas they just use mailed alone, and now they have 5 ultimates coming in this next fight. I think Batted Overwatch is in a great position to keep winning this.
Absolutely. I'm also see one absolute hell of an answer come out from 4-3 Havoc. This is just going to be another pretty convincing fight win for Batted Overwatch. Alazan already has that gravitic flux.
Yeah, and it looks like Light's in position for this high noon here, so that could be really big. I think the gravitic flux could come out any second now as Croissant is trying to force out Light's positioning. They've rotated onto the high ground. There's the flux. There's the high noon, but there's a wall in front of it. Oh, and the lamp comes out just in time to save them all, but Light still gets the picks. Mayult is there. Lots of damage coming out. There's the beat. Maybe a little bit less on the great cycling of the ults this time, but Mayult did come out, so they did have to sustain through it. They're pushing up now, trying to get these picks, and the Croissant is kind of forced into the back line. He does manage to get out with the TP and Wraith.
Yeah, despite that fight win from Battle Overwatch, that was a very iffy window usage from Toaster. One, didn't have a very good angle, and two, it just didn't really get a whole lot of value. You were already up like 2 or 3 in this fight, and now 2 ults already out from 4-3 Havoc immediately. As
Yeah,
that
grab and hit. Oh, but big shadows going both ways. 4 down, 3 down on either side. Bananas is popping off and taking out Adamesk though in the back line. Bang does finish off on Bananas. Now there's a healthy front line for one team and not so much on the other side. Both tanks down for Batted Overwatch, and I think that's going to be all she wrote for this point as it starts sailing in there. However, as his boat name does look really low, Light looking to capitalize on that, gets some damage off. Bang gets really low off of Flashback right click, but not quite enough to stabilize. This could be contestable. If Bananas gets back in time, this could be very vulnerable. That defensive spawn is a little bit quicker. Bananas gets a huge fire strike on a Croissant. Oh my goodness, and it looks like they're going to stabilize. That's crazy.
It's so unfortunate for 4-3 Havoc. So unfortunate for 4-3 Havoc, and they're going to be running into both DPS ults as well as the Matrix from Toaster. And I think Renaro can get this beat in the mid fight. Croissant, though, he does have this Death Blossom, and I think Bang can end up getting this Blizzard in the mid fight if need be. This is last fight territory, and somebody needs to touch on the side of 4-3 Havoc. Jumphead does eventually get there, but the Blizzard is out from Thornwall, and that's 2 kills from the window fire strike from Bananas.
Bananas going bananas as he pops off, takes out 3, 2 with the fire strike and 1 with the pin. That's a Rhine diff if I've ever seen it. Lays them out with the Shatter just to finish it off, and it's all Dacus alone against an entire beated team of players. One Reddit Lucio can only last so long as Croissant flips to the Tracer to try and get back, but I think it's a futile effort, and they hold on point 2.
Very convincing second point hold on the side of Bad Overwatch. I did not expect that, but unfortunately for 4-3 Havoc, they just ended up messing up their ult rotations early on, and it just led to them getting held, because Bad Overwatch, they were just able to cycle the ultimates really well throughout pretty much that entire second point, and that's, I think, one of the main things that just led them to holding it.
Yeah, absolutely. I think they're coming in, and I think the ultimate rotation is just so important if you're coming in with these compositions, and you're just using, May ult, which can honestly win a fight on its own, as well as Beat that can win on its own, all with Grav, which, theoretically, these are all S tier ultimates that can just win all on their own.
Yeah, and that's why
right.
Yeah, and that's why these heroes have been. That's why these heroes have just been so in the meta for a while now. And when it comes to this mirror matchup, it just comes down to who can execute it. Who does a better job of executing it, and who can play their comp to better potential.
Absolutely. So now we're coming out, and it's, again, you know, that traditional brawl, except Croissant is on the McCree. That's something we haven't really seen a lot from him. He usually favors that Reaper. And then the composition from Batted Overwatch, man, I don't know, man. It looks kind of like my comp games, honestly. Like, it's kind of all over the place here. We got the Farmer, we got the Sombra, and not a lot of frontline damage, but Alizan, you know, give him enough time, that Sigma will get the value he needs. And then there's a Reinhardt, which, you know, kind of an awkward situation. He could get pretty smashed by Boatname and Jumpenny here if they're not careful. Sombra does a little bit of scouting. Yeah, so it looks like they're confirmed on what they want to play here, and they flip off. Do they go to the Kree into the Lucio? So now Ryan's going to get a little more value because he can actually close that distance. Thornwall goes to the main. They opt for the mirror here, except for Alizan. He is confident on the Sigma play, and he's just going to beat Jumpenny in a long game.
Yeah, and I think it could be a good pick for Batted Overwatch, considering how well it went on their second point hold, and now they're going to be taking the high ground. This is a good spot for Alizan to just be poking from, getting that ult charge and damaging that shield from Jumpenny.
Absolutely, but Croissant already 40% to his ultimate, and Light taking this long rotation around, getting some poke damage from either side, and this is how you really beat Brawl. You get, you know, 360 degrees of damage, and Brawl's just going to fall over dead. Now they popped in, they forced out some resources, the wall goes up, he blocks the flashbang from Croissant, and now, you know, like, the whole of Havoc is kind of in a small room, but Banana's a little too aggressive. That's the tower of this composition. You get close, and then it's like a whole bunch of thorns. They just tear you to shreds. Thornwall goes down too. Thornwall, not enough thorns to stop Havoc from coming in here and wreaking what they sow.
Yeah, and I saw Light just on an off angle in one of those windows. Unfortunately, couldn't really find any picks or just not enough damage for the rest of the team to follow up on. On the plus side, you do get the Deadeye, but Havoc is ahead on a lot more of these ultimates. They have both DPS ults as well as that Matrix.
Now, if you're coming in here, you're bad at Overwatch, I would have taken the same rotation again, but Alizan gets an early pick, so you should play aggressive here instead. Mirror High Noon's coming out at the same time, both behind a window. The May ult comes out, though. That could be big. However, Bananas takes out Jumpenny. Now there's no Reinhardt for one side. He can just hard shield, walk his team in. Croissant takes out Light on an off angle, though. Croissant is on a crazy flank right now. Bananas takes out Bang in the front line, though, while Croissant's on this flank. Maybe not getting enough value. Oh, Toaster pops off and takes him out. And now it's just Boatname left all alone in his itty-bitty room. He's going to get swung at right now. The Flux comes out, too, finishing them all off as the popping off. A lot of ultimates being dedicated here, though. Jumpenny, last man standing, gonna fall. I don't think they're gonna get a response fast enough either. Oh, perhaps they will, though. Depends on if Bang gets staggered here.
No, yeah. Jumpenny can't get the spawn.
Jumpenny does not get the spawn. Can confirm they cannot take an Archway's hold.
Yeah, so they're just gonna have to back all the way up and just hoping that they can't get staggered out here.
Absolutely, and Light is on this Tracer, which is kind of an awkward pick in this moment here. You know, Croissant has a lot of ability. You know, Croissant, Bang both have one-shot abilities for Tracer, so it'll be a risky pick to stay on. As it looks like Light wants to take the duel in the corridor here against Croissant. Now he's on the run. He's taking an Icicle to the back, and oh, he's 1 HP, making a run for it. Let's see if Bang can clutch it out. There it is. Croissant comes with a pincer. But in that time, right? Oh, and Banana lines up with a 4-man shatter! The Mail comes out with the grab to answer. There's both lamps to beat to answer the grab. Jumpenny is not looking healthy right now. He is 1 HP, looking to get swung at, and he's gonna die. Fall over, the shatter gets blocked. Another one donated to his shield. The window goes up, and they got a wall just to back. To give them this corner, even though they get that early pick on the Light. They're still progressing here, coming through this Streets phase. They're all very low HP. Oh my god, what a fire strike. Another shatter, almost online for Bananas. The walls go up to split either side, but it's not quite enough. The High Noon could be the difference maker. There's a window to follow it. There's a lot of damage that could come through that window. Alizan looking to be healthy after he eats all that damage. Nom, 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 he says. That's his Boatname, not looking so healthy, though, on the other side. The wall goes up. That's a dangerous position to be in if you're a Ryan. It looks like he's about to get shredded. There's the death. Bananas goes down. Jumpenny gets stunned and is low, but I think it's going to be all she wrote, except Alizan trades him out. Croissant pops off, though, takes out Toaster. And I think that's going to be back to spawn if you're about to Overwatch.
Yeah, and sorry, that Blizzard from Bang, I really think was what gave 4-3 Havoc an opening there. But Jump Penny is still down. He's still coming back, and that's giving Bad at Overwatch an opportunity to get more distance on this card and to take this next corner here.
Absolutely, and Bananas has charged that Shatter again. He's about to lap Jump Penny, and Jump Penny's down. There's nothing to block it. The wall goes down, the Flux goes up. There's a lot of people trapped in that. That's going to be a lot of damage to the beat to sustain, but the Shatter is huge. It's a 3-man with nothing to block it. The May ult as well to counter the grab and a beat. It's a huge invest, but of course, when you're about to win this point, I would do it too. Dak has one lone Reddit Lucio to stall it out for as long as he possibly can. He's going to go down, though. Points coming in. Jump Penny can only move so fast as a big German man in all that armor, and that's all she wrote. As Bad at Overwatch takes King's Row.
Yeah, and I thought that was going to be 4-3 Havoc's time to shine, considering how well they can play this Brawl comp. But Bad at Overwatch, they ended up doing their homework or something, because they ended up just dominating Havoc in that in this matchup on King's Row, and it's going to be a 1-1 tie. Look at that, the window fire strike and that extra kill onto Jump Penny.
Absolute, I would say almost MTD on that map. You know, Bananas is going out of his mind right now, blocking and landing shatters wherever they need to be. And Alizan on this Sigma pick, kind of not something we were really expecting coming into this, but he's making it work and getting a lot of value. You know, we're seeing that value come through in the fluxes that are huge, and he's getting, you know, fight picks that he really shouldn't be getting. You know, out of nowhere, someone's just dead. Alizan's popped off again.
Yeah, and it's just working so well, and I think that's going to be something that 4-3 Havoc is going to have to find an answer to. And Bad at Overwatch, they could probably just keep rolling with it for as long as they're able to.
Yeah, absolutely. And, you know, I think, you know, Havoc comes in here kind of like sleeping. It's just going to be Bad at Overwatch. They're Bad at Overwatch. And then Bananas plays out of his mind, and Bad at Overwatch suddenly is what you guys are. They just stomp you on King's Row, a map that everyone kind of expected Havoc to take. So now I think I know what it is. I know what it is. They're sandbagging. They sandbag the first map, false confidence. Havoc comes in, thinks they're going to pop off, and then eats the dirt on King's Row.
Yep. And now we're going to be going into Route 66 after this short intermission. Remember to enter that giveaway of $41.30 in Blizzard balance. We'll be hitting that once we hit 413 followers. And Suspect and I will see you on the other side of this intermission.
All right, everybody, we're coming back in here for our third map on Route 66, and I'd like to start it off here, Hawkshaw. Can you tell me, what is this 413 that Havoc seems to come from?
So 413 Esports is pretty much your gateway to if you're not on a team and you're looking to join one. Every Sunday at 8 p.m. EST we hold open tryouts, and from there those are pretty much just to see who's actually there to play, who's toxic and who's not toxic, and all that. Once you participate in one of those, you'll be put onto the academy team, which is where the current existing teams of 4-3 will look for players if they need them, and if you end up being one of those players in academy who are just like always there, always behaving well, you'll be selected for the rivals team, which could end up becoming an existing team if they get enough players. So, yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. And what if I don't have an Overwatch account? How can I go about getting one?
Well, you could.
Could I follow?
You could. And you could end up entering this giveaway that 4-3 Esports is holding right now for when we hit 413 followers. $41.30 in Blizzard balance. You could use that to possibly make an account.
$41. You mean I can get an Overwatch account just by following this, and then I can join a team or make one?
Yep. Free money.
That sounds awesome. Free money and free team
value.
gameplay.
Yep.
Then I'm in this OCS tournament, and I get to be number one.
Absolutely.
All right, now coming out on Route 66, what are we looking to see here?
I'm thinking we could end up seeing the brawl comps again, but Havoc did make a few subs though. We have Off-White in on the DPS role. Was on 4-3 Hailstorm last season as a tank, and now he's been on this DPS role. And Kakaro Emily is now on that flex support role alongside Dacus. So it looks like 4-3 Havoc is going to be opting to run this double bubble composition. This is something we haven't seen from them yet this match, and it could be something they have up their sleeve that Bad at Overwatch isn't ready for. A different composition that we've been seeing of it from Bad at Overwatch. They're going with the Rhine Sigma again, which did work out for them on King's Row, and now we're seeing the Ashe and the Bap Zen this time.
And so it looks like they're looking to hold in the train car. I see Reinhardt, I see Baptiste in the train car, and I see Somber getting ready. So it's a very unorthodox, very dangerous hold they're coming out here with. And Thornwall is kind of just scouting the composition as they walk out. A lot of damage can come out from that Zen. They have been spotted. Penny's jumped on them. He is discorded though. It's really hard to push a Reinhardt with a dive. Poster gets annihilated though by Off-White. You know, that new pickup coming on big already, showing off what he can do compared to Bang. And Off-White takes out another one. He takes out Banana again. Perhaps a little bit too aggressive, you know, showing their hand a little bit much in that initial engage there. This double bubble coming out seems to be lethal already, as Croissant's already at 61% to his pulse bomb.
Yeah, and that strat didn't work out for them for Bad at Overwatch, as Off-White finds another pick. And yeah, like you said, there was the Rhine and the Bap just in that train. That's not enough. That's not going to be enough players for them holding there specifically, considering, you know, you just have the Winston and the Echo and probably like the Tracer just on you completely, and all the spam from the rest of Bad at Overwatch wasn't enough. Off-White though,
absolutely
coming in hot on this Echo, as that's a big anti from Kakaro Emily, and that's gonna force them to back up.
And now Boat Name pops off and takes out Thornwall on the side there, and Alizan is looking too low to push. Both supports are going to go down. Penny drags them all from the back line. It's a pincer move as they come in and just clean out. And I'm ready to take bets on how many kills that Off-White's going to get here, because he's already got a dupe. He's got a dupe at the same time Penny's going to have this primal. That's a crazy fast build. Off-White already showing what his value is to this team as he comes in here and just starts rocking Bad at Overwatch.
Absolutely. A huge statement he's been making in this map so far. Light has moved over to the McCree, so we'll be able to see if he can end up shooting him out of the sky possibly. But at the same time, you might end up having Croissant just flanking you when you're trying to shoot Off-White out of the air. Now he's copied the Sigma as jump and he jumps up onto the high ground. Alizan down immediately from Off-White. That's another pick from as he's building up this gravitic flux, sorry. He's not going to get it off.
That's so sad, but the Primal's coming in, juggling him in the backline, and Thornwall's not looking healthy enough. Off-White there to clean up Bananas on the side. Jumpenny's getting really low, though. Goes down to Light, and that's going to be a little unfortunate, but they are going to have a pretty easy walk-in for this cart. Alizan not getting nearly as much value as he did last time off this Sigma pick.
Yeah, and I don't know if Bad at Overwatch is going to be able to recontest. Nope, this is a dominant map so far for 4-3 Havoc. And look at how many ults they still have online. That's both the portals, the pulse bomb, and the graph from SS Boat Name.
Yeah, absolutely, and we're coming in, and you know, you've got this grab, you got this pulse, and that's exactly the kind of combo you want to do. The high noon comes out early, though. That's what you need to see if you're bad at Overwatch. So you need to be proactive using these ultimates. However, the pulse bomb's not going to make that easy. Thornwall takes out Cut Girl enemy in the backline, and the lamp is just there in time to save some people from that pulse bomb. Off-White gets a pick out of nowhere anyway. He's already almost got another duplication, but it does seem like for now, bad at Overwatch can stave off the offense coming out of Havoc.
Yeah, and with this duplicate, I'm thinking you could maybe copy the Reinhardt and just go full force with Jumpenny jumping in as well as Off-White on the copy Rein just going in as well. You could. We'll see how they end up utilizing this duplicate as well as the two other ultimates that they have.
Definitely, and you know, Off-White coming in, he's a really good tank player, we know that, so he definitely would be looking to dupe like a tank player and you know, show what he can do. Boatname gets a huge grab, but not a lot to follow up on. There's the dupe onto the run, but Bananas already takes out Jumpenny, and Bananas is fragging, takes out Dacus 2 on that Mercy. A little bit of an interesting pick, goes off of the break, onto the Mercy, instantly fragged by Reinhardt. Not what you want to see. Alizan goes off, and that's the kind of plays we were looking for out of our random Sigma player.
And this is the stabilization Bad at Overwatch was looking for. Holding close around this corner, this is exactly what they need. And now, it looks to me like 4-3 Havoc wants to switch up their comp a little bit. And I think you might just end up wanting to. I think you just want to run a brawl comp into this, and just take them head on.
Yeah, I'm inclined to agree. The Blossom comes out, gets a kill right off the bat, but Off-White's there to counter, but the front line is so low because there's not enough peel. Everyone's looking at Thornwall, no one's looking at poor Jumpenny in the front line. So he's going to have to primal and get nanoed, and he still doesn't get that many kills. Croissant, of course, you know, popping off as always, but he's going to have to run with his tail between his legs, as I think now at this point, Jumpenny's going to move over to the Reinhardt, and Croissant over probably to the Reaper. Almost a full mirror of what Bad at Overwatch is running, of course, with that exception of the Sigma.
Yeah.
What do you think the Sigma pick is going to really get value from here? Like, on this high ground, he can get a lot of damage in, right, Hawk?
Yeah, absolutely. This is exactly where Sigma can excel from these angles that you can't really get up to. You have to really just send someone to force him off. He has dropped though. I think Dacus may have knocked him off there, but Bad at Overwatch already has a pick, but that's traded out though for Light.
Yeah, but Jumpenny's not looking exactly healthy here. Has to give a little bit of ground. Gets the bubble, but almost gets pinned too. The lamp is out for both teams as they're sustaining this fight. The pulse bomb lands on a Sigma shield. Very unlucky from Croissant. But Jumpenny's fire strike from Narnia takes out Toaster. That's exactly the kills you can't have going. The Flux is huge though. Gets two, drops them down. Low health. The beat is there to sustain, so now it's aggression time. 5 Bananas, I'm going all out. It is Jumpenny's turn to die. The barrier's down in the shatter. Lays out one. Oh, it is a sad time to be Boat Name, and Catgirl Emily dies in the backline. Bananas gets the pin onto Jumpenny. Out aggress the aggro Ryan. Croissant finishes off Bananas, but that's not going to be enough. They're both going to have to go back to spawn, but Off-White picks off Thornwall, so there could be an opportunity here for a re-engage.
Yeah, this point is looking good so far for Bad at Overwatch, but like you said, those two who went down are going to have to come back. They do come back now though, so they can easily get a full 6 here. But 4-3 Havoc does have a lot of ultimates online. That's one of them being used. Off-White on the McCree. He ends up finding Toaster with it.
Now Toaster's just going down over and over again. First picks in these matches, and it really can't happen like that. Thornwall decides to put the team on his back though. Gets 2. Dacus takes him out. Quite the fragger of a Lucio, but that's good. The damage has already kind of been done. It's going to be an easy re-engage if you're a bit flat out Overwatch coming back in here. Round is just going to stall at this point. The Reddit Lucio just can't seem to die. He's at 1 HP for like 3 years.
Man, he's got some slick moves. But 4-3 Havoc 5 ultimates online for them. They only, I think they only used the Deadeye from Off-White, and they got the pick they needed with it, so they could just utilize the rest of these ultimates throughout this next minute on this point.
Absolutely, but you know, the positioning from Batted Overwatch is already pretty good. The Pulse Bomb comes out, forces the lamp. Off-White pops off though, kills 2 on the low ground. And there's a 3. Off-White, it's time for him to go bang, bang, bang as he picks a 4th. Off-White gets all of these kills and they pop off. Beat, not even necessary. Shatter there to just tell the spawn who's really boss.
Yeah, huge picks from Off-White, killing 4 on that last fight. And it was, again, Toaster going down first in, like, what was it, the third fight on this point, maybe? Or second or third? And, yeah, you have to give credit to Batted Overwatch, though. They did hold them for a while there. Havoc had about 5.5 minutes or something going into third point, and Batted Overwatch held them down to 41 seconds. So that's not bad, especially given the circumstances and the situation you were in. So now you're gonna have to come up with a good defense if you're on the side of 4-3 Havoc to make sure Batted Overwatch doesn't end up overpowering your time bank. And it looks like they're gonna be going back to this double bubble composition.
Yeah, very interesting, and it's kind of cool to look at the scenery around this first and second point, because I don't remember it from the first offense. It happened and went by too fast. All I remember is Off-White in the kill feed, popping off on this this echo pick. So it'll be interesting to see, and it looks like Light's kind of tempting us. Oh, maybe he'll play Widow, maybe he won't. I would love to see a Widow player just come in here and dominate the lobby. That would be cool. I would be okay with that.
Absolutely.
Let's see a Fleta meta. Anybody? Carpe Diem comes in?
Yep. You'd love to see that.
Yeah, Thornwall and this Reaper. I imagine it's just going to be for this opening, peek out, see if they can take out Off-White's head. Gets pretty close to it, in all honesty, and I think Light's probably going to go switch. There it is, to the McCree. They're sticking on this Brawl comp with the Sigma. This is actually a map I could see Sigma doing pretty well on. There's lots of high grounds to control, and the dive comp doesn't do very well into stuns, and Sigma's Rock, of course, a really great stun on a really low cooldown. But now they're coming in and, double bubble, all about cycling those ultimates.
Yeah, absolutely. And we see Alzan. You could just poke up from that high ground onto the gas station and onto the low ground, and I think he can utilize it really well, provided Off-White doesn't end up spamming him down. He's already almost 60% to that copy. That's insane.
Yeah, that's absolutely ridiculous, getting that much value out of an echo pick. But Toaster says, hey, I get value too, and Bananas just swaps out Dacus there as Alzan takes out Jumpenny, and it looks like the pieces that form Havoc just kind of fall apart when it comes time for crunch time. Dacus moves over to this Mercy, trying to support Off-White better, as if, the man needs to carry a little bit harder, as it seems like, Havoc just can't keep up with what Batted Overwatch are dealing out.
Yeah, and it looks like they're going to look for the recontest here. Oh, Kacker only going in first. I don't think that's what you want. Well, look at that anti-nade. But Jumpenny's down early.
Huge anti, but not quite enough as that High Noon comes out and Jumpenny eats the dust. There's the res to go up, but the shatter is bigger. And there they all go, down to the earth and dead in the ditches. Croissant gets a weird pulse and I think dies to it himself. Yeah. But everyone else is pretty healthy after a big play from Bananas and Toaster.
Yeah, and I think with the amount of high ground on this second point, this could end up going better for 4-on-3 Havoc here. A lot more high ground to utilize. You have the Nano and the Copy on the side of 4-on-3 Havoc. Batted Overwatch still needs to catch up on some of those ultimates.
Yeah, but they're taking this aggressive positioning here, and Thornwall is about to. Oh, Thornwall just frags Jumpenny coming in from behind, and that's not what you need if you're Havoc. Light fragging off, popping off. Off-White goes back to spawn, says, "Get that duplication out of my face."
Kako Emily actually used the Nano. I think he went on to Jumpenny, but it was as he died, so he didn't get any of the healing from it. That's so unfortunate for 4-on-3 Havoc. And now look at how close they're holding by this cave.
Yeah, I would be doing that too with my Reinhardt. I'd sit my big German ass in front of that. Absolutely. It looks like Batted Overwatch really ready to make a statement here. There's that duplication that we needed to see come out. The pin comes through almost immediately. Off-White not looking healthy, but Bananas trades it out. Light takes out Jumpenny. Jumpenny gets res, but Thornwall takes out Dacus in the res right after it finishes. Light takes out the animation, but the grab is there and cleans them up. However, coming into this with 5 ultimates after their death, and I think that's a comfortable amount of time left, 3 minutes and 36 seconds to just cap this second point and then move it along.
Yeah, if Bad Overwatch plays this correctly, that stabilization from 4-3 Havoc isn't going to last very long. They only have the Primal Rage and the Visor from Croissant, who did end up switching to Soldier around that second point. But yeah, like you said, 5 ultimates on the side of Bad at Overwatch. And now they're taking the same approach they went earlier. Now they're using the High Noon, being shielded off, swatting Off-White out of the sky.
Yeah, Off-White maybe playing a little bit too aggressive, thinks that Mercy Pocket makes him invulnerable, and Light says, nope, I'm going to frag you, and then I'm going to frag your support line while you're being busy making res. Croissant says, I can frag too, though, takes out Rihanna on his rollout. Penny's primaling in the back line, and Dacus is using ult. It seems like they're just ulting off cooldown, and there's the Blossom getting a lot of people low. Light pops off Off-White again, go back to the spawn where you belong, Echo Scum. Banana is going crazy on the front line. Boat name can't sustain, and neither can Dacus as they both go down. The Battle Mercy is not quite enough. A huge anti on the Bananas, but not going to be enough as the Fire Strike comes through. He says, I can throw things too. That's what that was.
Yeah, and now 4-3 Havoc switching back to that Brawl comp. Similar to how they did when they were attacking here, and I think it could work for them because, you know, third point on Route 66, definitely the most brawly map, or brawly point I should say, out of the 3. Off-White has this duplicate once again. He copies the Rhine within. Double Rhines on the side of 4-3 Havoc, and one of them has a nano.
Oh, what a delayed beat drop, though. Oh my god, he got booped in the animation. Didn't think he was going to get it off for a hot second there, but it goes off. It sustains. There's the nano, and the duplicate get no value. Huge flux. Everyone's half HP. The damage on Cat Girl Emmys is going to stick because he's dead. Bananas pops off, takes that boat name, and Off-White frags out Bananas. There's a window there to sustain just the last bit as Bananas goes down, but it looks going to be all she wrote as Dacus is like 1v1ing Alazan in a small room. I get it, man. You're Reddit, but I think he's got a little more HP than you do.
Yeah, and maybe these spawn advantages could come into play now for 4-3 Havoc. Both these tank ults are almost online for 4-3 Havoc.
That's going to be a big shatter. If I'm Jump Penny, it's time to shine. Croissant pops Light, and Light takes out Girl Emily, and I'd say that's a better pick of the two, but Croissant takes out another one and takes out Rihanna. That's huge stabilization from the DPS of the Havoc. I don't think it's going to be enough. The window's going to go down, lamps out, and then Off-White frags out Bananas, and I think that's going to be all she wrote for that push.
Yeah, and I think this time 4-3 Havoc will be able to do a better job of stabilizing. They really couldn't get anywhere with the amount of ultimates they were put up with last time, but this time around you have the copy once again, I should say. As well as the tank ultimates and the V. And Dacus definitely has a get out of jail free card for this Gravitic Flux. It's a huge Gravitic Flux, but Dacus is going to be able to use that beat to sustain through it. And now Boat Name with the grab. That Immortality Field is gone on the side of Bad Overwatch, and that's already a pick coming out from Jump Penny onto Toaster, and he pins Thornwall into the wall, and that's another fight win for 4-3 Havoc.
Honestly, questionable ult usage though. There, they kind of use both, you know, beat and grab at the same time just to sustain through one ultimate. So Alazan, you know, he puts up a good flux. But the team's already down, so it's kind of a waste of a flux. But then, you know, Havoc's like, no, we'll give your flux value. We'll trade two of the biggest ultimates in the game for that little flux. And now Toaster throws up this window, and there's no beat to answer. High Noon from Croissant on the high ground, but he's 1 HP. He's a sliver. Light pops him out at the end, and Dacus is on a Reddit in Narnia. Off-White's on this flank. Could get some value. The shatter comes out from both sides. Both teams on the ground, but Light gets the value. He pops off. Off-White's on the Duke, but it's not going to last long when Light is on. Light is transcending right now. Oh my god, dude. This guy has seen the light. He is the light. We are all living in his world, and he cannot miss, apparently.
Nope, absolutely going huge with those picks, and now it's just stall time for 4-3 Havoc. Just run out this time bank as much as you can. The beat from Renario is just going to solidify this fight win for Bad at Overwatch. And once they finalize these picks, Dax and Croissant both on 1 HP. Off-White going down as well, and they're just delaying the inevitable at this point. Jump Penny, the only one left now. Boatname will be able to come in on this D.Va, so it is a pretty decent stall. If you're 4-3 Havoc, you're pretty happy with this, just running out their time bank. But now Boatname is DMAX as Croissant just going in, with those cooldowns. Not going to be able to find anything out of them though, and that's 3 points now for that at Overwatch.
Yeah, absolutely. And I'd like to say this, but legally in scrims, Havoc has now won. So, you know, you just got to be careful that they don't get in that mindset that they've already won, because this isn't a scrim. It does go to extra rounds. We do play out the maps, and Havoc still has a target on their back, and added Overwatch is more than willing to collect on that debt.
Yeah, and I'm not sure if the double bubble is working too well from 4-3 Havoc. They are getting picks, and you know, you are getting some value out of it, but overall you're just losing a bunch of these fights before you can really get value out of these ultimates. So now they're switching it up. They're running there's a brawl defense. Off-White going to be going to the Junkrat maybe?
Yeah, interesting picks, and you know, Light's definitely going for this
Kree
pick out of
Reaper,
spawn
actually.
as well. Yeah, there's the Kree Reaper that, you know, Havoc is so well known for their Kree Reaper. You know, they play it all the time. It's their go-to. Maybe because, you know, Bang is not, you know, the best main in the world, and, you know, no one on Havoc really feels that role. So they
Right.
love this Kree Reaper where Croissant just flanks all day long. And if nobody deals with him, it's going to be a bad time. But Light is already in the zone. He is ready to deal with him. Looking to go this far, this Echo pick, these aerial characters. He says, Off-White, go back to spawn. They go for this train hold, but insta stickies and 22% already on that Echo charge. I would not want to be a defender with an Echo building ultimate that quickly.
Yeah, and that's Kacker only just going down immediately. Got from 1 HP right out the gate, and just 2 picks now going in the way of bad at Overwatch. You have to get out or die now if you're going to the Havoc, or just stall out this cart if you can, really.
I mean, in all honesty, holding at spawn is never something anyone thinks that they're going to pull off. It's
Right.
always a move to, like, burn time. But
Right.
in that moment, it was just feeding. Like, they just fed an entire Echo ult almost to Light. Like, that's all that was. They just kind of, like, were in the train and then left the train and then showed their backs to the team while they died. Like, cool, man. I can get an Echo ult in 22 seconds as well. Wait for it. I'm already at 70%. 80% now. Like, this is scary. This is terrifying. It's going to be the fastest Echo ult ever. And then, you know, we're going to see repeat shatters into repeat shatters. This Havoc just kind of misplaying this whole map so far. You know, their double bubble didn't look good. Their brawl doesn't look much better, but there's the picks they need. Bananas popping off, though, equaling it out. Toaster takes it Off-White. Lots of resources being traded out right now. They're playing past the window, so it's not getting ultimate value. There's the other window. Shatter comes down. Jumpenny lays them out. There's 3 on the ground. Jumpenny's time to shine, but the flux is there. Lays them out. Jumpenny's on a sliver HP. The lamp is there to sustain, but it's not going to be enough. Thornwall's popping off. There's the beat. They are intent on holding this point, but it is in overtime. So one person steps off this cart, and it's going to go to the other team's offense. Dacus stalls out for a maximum amount of time. Off-White picks off Light at the end, but Light has this duplicate. Going into this next round, the ult advantage is in the favor of bad at Overwatch, so they could theoretically win another fight here.
Yeah, alongside that duplicate, Renaro has this sound barrier. Boat name 80% to that grab. Off-White has this Deadeye of his own. He could maybe swat Light out of the sky, like what happened to him on the second point. And I think on that last fight, it was just the resources of 4-3 Havoc just being burned down so quickly, just so much, as they were holding on that high ground. And by the time they dropped, they just couldn't really get anything done. And now the Deadeye is out from Off-White, but Light, copying that Zarya on the high ground, not going to get much value out of it, though, as he gets taken out. And that's
but comes out of the copy and immediately lands all of his stickies on Dacus. Dacus goes back to spawn without, like, even knowing what happened. He's like, what? How did I get deleted? Why did I die there? Why are you booing me? I'm right. Now they're coming in, they're rolling in, they have a great momentum coming into this third point, and they have beat to sustain. So they have, you know, a lot of ultimates from 4-3 Havoc, but they're not quite there yet. You know, they need to get this engaged to go really fast, and Croissant almost just dies immediately. He's at 2 HP on this high ground. Light's gonna take him out. That's all she wrote. That's the second point. We're going OT push all the way to the third point. That's ridiculous. Light is insane. Someone stop this man.
Yeah, and they weren't going to be able to touch now. I think the ultimate advantage is in favor of 4-3 Havoc. They have both tank ults as well as the window. I think if you need to use these ultimates, you just need to throw them out here. I think this is your best chance at winning this fight before Bad at Overwatch ends up capping this third point.
Absolutely. The Reaper's on a mission, goes in the flanks. The window's out though, and there's the huge damage onto Dacus. There's not going to be a Lucio to sustain. There's the Flux, and the Shatter's going to get canceled by the Flux. Oh my god, there's so much damage. Lights popping off. He's got the duplicate. He duplicates the Baptiste. There's another immortality field. People live forever again. Iggy go again. There's the window. Window fire strike from the duplicate. What more can you ask for? What more can you ask for?
What a massive copy, and that's just gonna lead to bad at Overwatch still making progress on this point.
This is crazy. This is ridiculous. And now it's down to the wire. It is a window versus a shatter. Can Bananas solidify the MTD, or does Jumpeni block this and then they window and win this fight? It is all on the line. Off-White's in the back line, already using all of his abilities, all of his cooldowns from Doom, already gone. There's the window that we're talking about. Shatter gets blocked. That's the devastating moment. Off-White's in your back line, cleaning out your DPS, and there it is. I think that's all she wrote. I think Bad at Overwatch's time has come, but that is a great push. I would salute that in a heartbeat.
Absolutely. 5 points with just 1 minute left, or just 1 minute in your time bank. That's absolutely commendable from Bad at Overwatch, and you know it's gonna be really tough for 4-on-3 Havoc to replicate that, considering how back and forth this Brawl matchup has been.
Absolutely, and now if you're Bad at Overwatch coming into this defense, what do you run? Because in my books, you just run like, you know, a Nanoblade and a Graph Dragon, and then you just kind of bank ultimates and kill them on second.
Probably, yeah. Like you could just build up a bunch of these ultimates, like you said, and just roll them then and there. And at that point, it'll just be GG go again for 4-on-3 Havoc.
Now, you know, Boat Name and Off-White already have in my head, you know, what in their head is in what's my head. There it is. There's the Grab Dragon combo I was talking about, but it looks like Light and Thornwall are sticking to their guns. They know what's been working for them this map. They're not switching off, and Light is transcending right now. I wouldn't change it for the world.
Absolutely, you cannot blame them. These hero choices for Bad at Overwatch have just been working so well for them. Sigma and McCree just getting so much value, as well as just the rest of the team. And it's just everyone enabling each other. And now, this is 4-on-3 Havoc's time to shine here. This is the only chance you get here. 1 minute 20 for this attack. They have to replicate what Bad at Overwatch did. Not going to be easy for them.
Yeah, not an easy feat in the slightest. Banana getting a good idea of what they're running here. Hanzo's on the high ground, peeking out, but it's hard when the Sigma shield is there, blocking any damage going into Light. Light gets all the space in the world he wants to do his work with, and God knows it is God's work as he pops off, getting some good damage in on the DPS, forcing the positioning back. He says, back with the Apocalypse. Jumpeni goes in aggressive and gets demolished. Bananas is there. The stun Mick right click to finish him off. Croissant is in your backline though. He's on Light. The Light takes him out. Alazan is there with the peel. And that's one fight already lost. That is not even a sting that Bad at Overwatch had to contend with. They never lost a fight on their offense. So already it's not looking good for if you're 4-on-3 Havoc. This Off-White is about to get McRight-clicked out of this universe. Oh no, he whisked the flash. It's okay, we back off, we do again. Croissant already takes a bullet, takes another one. Oh my god, he gets a headshot.
Wow.
Light is a menace, a menace. Get this man out of my game. He's insane. He's gonna high noon now, and it's gonna be huge. It's gonna be absolutely massive. Jumpeni's about to eat a high noon, and it's not. Oh my
He gets 2 with it.
god, he gets 2 with the high noon. He gets the stun onto my Boat Name. It's not looking good. The shatter comes through. He gets 3. It's a huge shatter, but the May ult is there. Couldn't they get through it? Jumpeni's down. Boat Name's frozen. Huge shatter in return.
Croissant, look at that.
Who's left? It's just Croissant. It's just Croissant. All you have is Croissant.
Off-White's back there. Off-White's back now, though, with Dacus, and they're ended up getting the picks. How many picks did Croissant get there? That was insane.
Croissant goes off. The carry is real. Croissant, you know, always someone we're looking to for that clutch time when it comes to Havoc, and he's done it again. He's got this Blossom coming into this next fight, and if you're Bad at Overwatch, you got nothing. You got maybe a Flux in the mid-fight, and you've got maybe a Beat in the mid-fight, but all you really got coming into this that you can count on is your window. So you got to use that window perfectly. It's got to be a beautiful window fire striker. It's going to be, this point, going the way of Havoc.
Yeah, and they're just holding this high ground now, but no one's on. Now they get the clutches on the point. But the immortality filter out from both teams. And Croissant
Flux.
It's not going to see 9 of them though.
There's the Beat. And that's so sad. The huge Blossom. Like, the Flux was big, but there's 2 ults for 2 ults now. And now you're in like one of these situations, it's very snowball potential where, you know, you have your window, you have your grab. Havoc has all the tools they need to win the next fight. You know, unless they get a really clean beat engage and Light, you know, goes off like he can, we know he can. Like, they've got to maybe just eat this fight loss, take the loss, go in as hard as you can, get as many ultimates as you can out, and come back into it with your own. You need to just build an ult advantage or just outright win because Light's just built different. That's the keys to win if you're bad at Overwatch right now. They're taking this high ground positioning, but there's not enough people that can really benefit from them. You know, Alizen's going to get the value, but, you know, Light's in the backline right now. That's where he is, and Croissant is going for the same kind of backline play, but he's got a way more damage to do. The window comes out from Cat Girl Emily, lots of damage. Off-White punches Light into another universe, but Alizen counters back on the Cat Girl Emily. Huge amount of damage coming out both ways. The beat comes out. That's kind of a precarious and late beat. Not a lot of people are going to get the full benefit of that beat, but Alizen's going to take out Dacus. Picks are coming out both ways, but Off-White is staving off this apocalypse, and Croissant is there to clean out 2 at the end.
Joe Pity was giving me a heart attack there. He was at 1 HP for that entire fight from when he I think he got pinned and then went into Shatter, and 4-3 Havoc was just able to follow up on it. Light is going to be able to touch this point. Maybe get a post bomb here? No, he can't. Yes, so he's forced to recall out. And now they can't touch because Off-White punched away Bananas before he could drop.
But you take that. There's a grab slam. All you have to do is you got a Flux, and then you've got to pulse someone in the Flux, ideally probably Zarya before she can use her Graviton. And then you got to use your Shatter. It's got to be a big Shatter, and then you may ult, and then you win. Because you technically have the ultimate advantage coming into this. It's 3 to 4 ultimates right now. They use the pulse, but Jumpenny's walled. Jumpenny's in a very dangerous situation. He gets frozen. There's lots of damage. There's the May ult. There's all low, but there's a slam. It's a huge slam, and the Blossom to follow up. The counter pin from Off-White onto Bananas, and that's going to be that fight. How can you let this up? You got to get this back if you're bad at Overwatch. You're scrambling. Your mental's boomed. Coming in here with a Shatter, and it's all on Bananas. The MTD time has come.
That was so perfectly set up from SS Boat Name. And just the rest of 4-3 Havoc. That lamp went down, and Off-White was just able to capitalize off that grab so perfectly and find 3 picks.
Yeah, now you're just looking, and there's the Shatter! It's a Mormon! They're all down on the ground! The pin doesn't connect somehow because Ryan mechanics are weird, but that's okay because there's the beat to come out and sustain. Oh no, the fate of bad at Overwatch is not looking good right now. It's such a close map, but so many people are going down. Croissant takes out Light in the mirror duel, and Croissant takes out Alizen in the end. They're walking this into the spawn. Is anyone gonna be able to touch? No! Victory. Ryan mechanics are weird, man.
Oh my god, what a map. 4-on-3 Havoc just managing to get out of the depths of hell from being down from 5 points. And they ended up getting it all the way. They ended up replicating exactly what Bad at Overwatch did on their offense.
Absolutely insane. Off-White making the difference there. You know, Light, definitely someone I would say is amazing, but Croissant and Off-White are popping off. They are carrying this game as hard as they physically can. And they made it through. Route 66 goes to 4-3 Havoc. It is 2-1 right now, and I would not move. In fact, I would follow, I would subscribe, I would never leave. Can I have this all day, please? Every day. Breakfast, lunch, and dinner. 4-3 Esports Gaming, please. Yes, please.
Yep, absolutely. Please, every bit of it. And now it is 2-1. 4-3 Havoc in the lead now as we're going into map 4. It's going to be 2CP, the best, absolute, greatest mode in the entire world. We're going to be going into a short intermission. We'll be getting to map 4 after that.
Stick around and we'll see you then. my god. Becky, are you watching this game? Because I am, and it is intense, Hawk. My heart is going 100 miles an hour, and my vein in my neck almost just popped.
Yeah, that was an absolute thriller of a map 3 that we just saw.
Yeah, my heart is going about as fast as Light's mouse is, and my vein is popping almost as hard as Off-White in that last map.
Yeah, absolutely. And yeah, we're gonna be going into map 4 here after what was an absolutely intense. Intense is probably just a massive understatement at this point of a third map. And hang on.
Yeah. Do we have any subs coming in, Hawk?
Yeah, both supports are being swapped out for 4-3 Havoc. We have Adam Esk and Big Juice coming in. Bang is coming back in for Croissant, and that's it on the side of 4-3 Havoc.
Yeah, Bang coming back in. You know, he played those first 2 maps, did really well in the first one, kind of fell off in the second one. Now he's coming back in with Off-White on his side. Crazy amount of power to sustain.
Absolutely, that Doomfist pick just came in absolutely massive for 4-3 Havoc. I think it was initially intended as maybe a pick to just get back fast, but they ended up making it work.
Yeah, and I was amazed, in all honesty, at how well it worked in the end. And it was so sad, you know, watching Bananas, he hits that 4-man shatter. It's all the juice he ever needed. He goes for the pin on the Reinhardt and just doesn't get the vacuum. Like, damn, I'd cry. If I was Bananas right now, I'd be crying. And if I'm Jump Penny, I am boomed. I am absolutely boomed. I think coming into this next map, Hanamura, a great map for like brawl and also off meta compositions. You know, you come in here, you see lots of like you see lots of ball sigma, you see lots of dive, you see lots of sim TPs. And you know what else you can see lots of? You can see lots of subscribers. Do you know how easy it is to subscribe? If you have Amazon Prime, do 1 free subscription, tier 1 to any streamer that you want. And guess what? 403 Esports is technically a streamer. Yeah, that's cool, guys. We're the cool guys.
Yeah.
We are the streamers. Let's go, Hawk. Where's the subs?
Yeah, dude. Yeah. If you have one, you can feel free to drop one. So, yeah,
Absolutely. And we are what, 6 followers away right now, Hawkshot? So if I'm you, I'm getting my grandmother to follow right now, because that's $41 free on the line right now for everybody watching at the end of this match.
Absolutely. So if you haven't followed yet, I don't know what you're doing. Just enter that giveaway. Stay up to date with these streams, right?
Absolutely. I wouldn't want to miss one. Speaking of one, when's the next one, Hawkshaw?
I'm not sure. I think this is going to be the last one. Then I think we're going to end up changing this the follower giveaway system. So this is your last shot at getting into a giveaway as big as this one we're holding right now. So.
Absolutely. And then, of course, you've got another game. You follow, and then you get notifications, and then you can watch tomorrow's game at 10 p.m. We've got Chargers Blue going up against who was it again? It was
maybe it was 413 Catalyst.
Catalyst. That's right. Now, if only we knew some people that played on Catalyst, or maybe some of our viewers could join Catalyst. I know there's some open spots there. You just gotta, sign up, go through that academy tryout process. It takes like 2 days to get in if you join at the right time, and then boom, you're on academy. You're looking for a team. How awesome would that be right now? And then you could be the next player on 4-on-3 Havoc, if even.
Yeah, absolutely. One of these players in this tournament right now, that could be you.
Popping off, taking names, transcending if you're light. Insane plays. Blowing my membrane. Sure. I don't even know how to keep up. Absolutely crazy gameplay.
Mm-hmm.
And we're coming in, and we think about Dollars, given that his coaching speech at the beginning, that pre-game interview, people are sleeping on bad at Overwatch. We might think we're bad at Overwatch, but you guys shouldn't, because we're gonna rock your worlds. 4-on-3 Havoc is not ready. That's what they said. Now 4-on-3 Havoc shows that they have been ready. They're up by 1 right now. Won 2 maps. but they looked shook after Route 66 and Kings Row, and I would be too.
Yeah, and yeah, like we saw in Kings Row, it was just better Overwatch. That map pick worked out for them when I least expected it to, considering how well 4-3 Havoc could play this brawl. And then Route 66, that map just had everything, man.
Yeah,
It was
huge plays
yeah.
from all teams on that map. Absolutely crazy kinds of stuff. And now, bad at Overwatch, what's your game plan coming into this? If you're bad at Overwatch, you're coming in, where's your go-to? What's the comp you're playing? Do you stick on this Sigma pick?
You maybe could, since this map pick is gonna be Hanamura. We love that map. So I think you could end up sticking with this Sigma pick, especially with bad at Overwatch being on the defense first. So we're gonna see how that ends up going. And one thing I forgot to mention as well. Wait, I don't know if you mentioned it, Suspect, or I forgot if you mentioned it. But if you missed any of these matches, they will be on our YouTube as well. So you can go watch them there, as well as our Play of the Game of the Week, I think they're called, videos that we showcase every week. That showcase the MVPs from each of these games, and yeah.
Absolutely, and if I was one of those, I couldn't imagine ever being featured in one of those clips. But I think it'd be pretty cool. Great production team at 13 Esports. That's another reason to join. Get your name out there, show off your plays, pop off kings and queens alike.
Yeah, for sure. It's a great way to just showcase your absolutely cracked out skills, like we've been seeing from these two teams here.
Absolutely. And now let's delve into Big Juice here. Have we seen Big Juice play? I don't think he's, played a lot in this game. I thought he was going to be, not showing up, and suddenly Havoc's down, they lose Kings Row, and you call Big Juice. Big Juice, man, we need you.
I think
pop off.
I think it was like Adam-esque during the pregame interview said she and it was Dat Game Boy weren't be able to show up, and I guess Big Juice just came in right after map 3 actually. So I think this is gonna give Havoc a little bit of a boost. You have your main flex support player coming in now, and she's been putting on an absolute masterclass lately over the last couple matches Havoc has played. So I expect to see something similar from 4-3 Havoc here. And I don't know if they've ended up playing Hanamura. I don't know if Havoc has played Hanamura yet. I forget, but what was the? Do you remember the 2CP map they played when they played the Mountaineers?
No, I don't. But you know what? Any of you could find that out by searching it up on YouTube, because you can find us there and subscribe to us there too. And then you'll get constant updates, and you never have to worry about our videos going away, and you can always review our awesome gameplay.
Absolutely.
Now, Bang and Off-White as a duo here, not something we've really seen before, but Off-White and Croissant kind of pops, so I assume Off-White and anything will kind of pop, because Off-White kind of pops.
Yep, exactly like we saw on Route 66. That Doomfist pick on the final round, as well as the Echo pick throughout the entirety of those first and second rounds. He just made it work so well.
Yeah, and it looks like we're ready to get in there now. So all of our, stalling is going to be worth it. Here we go. We're going in, and it's Hanamura. Hanamura, point A. There's so many avenues of attack, so many places the Sim TP can go to. Aerial characters are awesome on this map. You got Farah Echo that can go over. You got, your standard Mei that just gets so much value out of that opening choke. What kind of compositions do you think you're about to see, Hawkshaw?
I think 4-3 Havoc is just gonna roll out with the regular brawl that they've been running. Maybe a sim teleport, maybe to a high ground, or maybe even straight to the point. We'll end up seeing. Now we're gonna see what Battle Overwatch is gonna be running. They look to be running about the same thing that we've been seeing throughout the entirety of this match for the most part. Alazan back on the Sigma, light on the McCree, who has been putting on an absolute show for us. Thornwall back on the Mei, who's been getting a lot of value on that pick as well. So this is going to be an interesting one. Off-White teasing us with that Symmetra pick, which I think is something that they might definitely do.
Yeah, absolutely. Symmetra definitely a character you can kind of sub in and out with Reaper. Both do very similar damage to the front line, but Symmetra, of course, has that crucial teleporter. I think even better than this, I'm glad to see, 4 and 3 on this brawl because I think their double bubble just isn't ready, in all honesty. I think they just should just stick to their guns, secure this map win because bad at Overwatch, they're coming for it, man. They're ready to go, and here they come out for this rollout, probably looking for a teleport, and they teleport right into the face of Bananas, forcing them off the high ground. The turrets come out really quickly there, and the wall kind of splits off Bananas, but doesn't get in. The shield's broken, though, and he gets bursted. Off-White, that beam does so much damage when you get it to high levels. There they go. They go down with Light again. So Off-White just popping off, gets 2 in this fight. Bang gets 2 as well. The DPS making that difference. Jumpenny's swinging for free, and Alizan goes down. Off-White with 3 in that fight. That is a swift point A.
For sure, that was a great teleporter that he set up for 4-3 Havoc. Kind of cut Bananas off guard there as he was just forced to immediately drop off that high ground and just back up. And before he knew it, he was dead. And then the rest of his team was dead. And now 4-3 Havoc has 6 minutes for this next point. And now they're going to be teleporting straight for the point.
High ground, right over the point. Throw a fire strike over the wall. Doesn't really get a whole lot of value, but I see why they did it. First tick already going the way of Havoc. That's a huge play coming out the window. The lamp is down for both teams. Shatter gets blocked though. Light popping off takes out Adam, but Jumpenny's the pin on Rihanna. And Jumpenny going big, gets 2 right now. Thornwall, the last one on the point. Light kind of peeking his head out over here, but he's not going to get a whole lot of value. They're still capping right now. The May ult is going to and that's a speed run if I've ever seen it. 5 minutes and 37 seconds remaining on the clock. Havoc just made that look.
Score.
Yeah, they made that look. They made that just look so easy, and I'm kind of at a loss for words. That was an absolute masterclass put on by 4-3 Havoc. 5 minutes and 37 seconds left on the clock. 2 great teleporters from Off-White, and Havoc just able to capitalize off of those and just win those fights so quickly. And that symbol as well kind of just solidified it on that second point.
Now, if you're coming into this bad at Overwatch, you just kind of took a little breather, took a pause, talked to your coach, found out a way to get through to Havoc, and then Havoc just kind of runs over you.
Yeah.
I'm boomed. Like, I'm not even playing, and I'm a little boomed. But Off-White's kind of tickling us around. He's playing with us. We see him on this Genji pick, on this, probably going to stick to the Echo pick, but really, either way, I'm not loving it. Thornwall tickling us, teasing a little bit here. We've got maybe a Sombra pick on that. I like a lot more. Sombra just got buffed, but I think Alizan's going to stick to this Kree, and I think Thornwall's going to play the Lucio, or sorry, not the Lucio, the May, and then they should just, run into Jumpenny, and Jumpenny should just fall over, and everyone should make fun of him for being a feeder. Like, that's just how this should go. Yeah. If Off-White's going to be out in the sky, right? Like, he's getting so many resource support into him. What are your thoughts, Hawk?
We'll see how it goes. We do typically see some, like, or at least from my experience, I've seen some aerial picks like a Pharah and an Echo with the help of a Mercy, kind of just flying around this, around the top of this choke. And now look at that, already 60% to his copy. And they're just now rotating. Battle Overwatch is just now rotating.
Taking a long rotation through. They keep getting walled and kind of stalled out here. The hack comes through on a big juice in the backline, so no immortality field for the next couple seconds. The hack's going to fade though. And now, Thornwall's just kind of looking for his entrance here.
Oh, but Battle Overwatch is not going to expect the copy coming up in like 3 seconds.
Yeah, now they have the copy. What a crazy build on that ultimate. Huge and fast. Jumpenny goes for the hit. There's the dupe. That's going to be a lot of damage coming out really quickly. Bananas gets the fire strike through the window, though. Takes out Adam, and that's not going to be enough, though. Off-White going off. That Reinhardt difference in the tunnel. Absolutely a beast.
That was probably like the quickest build-up of a duplicate I've ever seen. Absolutely.
Well, I mean, that's they're down like almost 2 minutes on the clock right now, Hawk.
Yeah, that is true.
That's a long rotation.
Yeah, that was a pretty long rotation. And the fight didn't really happen just for a while because they did take so long to rotate. And now look at this. Bang almost has that Blizzard. Big Juice almost has the window.
Yeah, Bang taking this off angle, just trying to build it. And Off-White just bursting Bananas down. They're playing this really well. They're playing it slow, playing it from point. They're just spamming out the resources that by the time they get into the fight, you know, Bananas is dead because he doesn't have anything left. That's kind of a weird Valkyrie, but I'll probably take it
finger, but
Indian Engage, but that's exactly the kind of thing you need to see if you're bad at Overwatch coming into this fight now, because now they're down one more ultimate, and Adam is actually asleep while using that ultimate. Not a lot of value coming out. Light pops off Bang, though. That's not what you need. That's your ultimate. Shatter gets donated to his shield, and there's nothing there. Light pops off another one. That's 2 kills for Light in this fight. The res comes through. The Mail is there now to sustain, but they get pooped out. Banana's the only one caught in it. However, that is going to be enough. You know, Mail tends to be a really big ultimate, and they do manage to clean up this fight, even though Light goes for some pretty big heroics.
yeah, those were some good picks there by Light, but unfortunately it wasn't enough as Adam-esque got one of them res back up, and Bad Overwatch just fell over. And now Off-White almost up to another copy. Boat name almost at the grab. But this is Bad Overwatch's fight to win, considering they have the EMP as well as their tank and supportals.
Now, I'd like to see them EMP and just use that. Off-White's hacked in that tank form, so there's not going to get a whole lot from that Ryan you can get. And Bananas is nano, but he's just going to use it to sustain for a little while. There's the EMP, there's the Shatter. Not a lot hit by the Shatter, but it is going to be a good pin onto Jump Penny that ends up in the results of the kill. Alazan takes him out in the end. There's the Flux. Not ideal, but everyone's getting really low now. There's the beat to sustain as well. That's 4 ultimates dedicated to this fight now, and Jump Penny gets hacked out of his Shatter. What a
Huge
sad
hack.
fate. Thornwall really popping off here, showing off what he can do on the Sombra, and Yanu hitting that boot kill. Bang goes off the map. Not exactly the fate you want, and there's another Valk gone to waste from Adam.
Yeah, but you have to give credit to 4-3 Havoc. They did make that last fight pretty hard for them. They used like almost Bad Overwatch used like pretty much all their ultimates, and you know, credit to Light for building up another Deadeye and
yeah, the
Toaster
second Deadeye he's got now. And Toaster's coming up on this Nano as well, so maybe we see, you know, maybe a bait play. They go main, go low ground, and then Light takes up the high ground from them when they drop, do a high noon, and then, you know, you got an electric cowboy that kills everyone. I'd love to see that. I doubt it's gonna happen. There's the high noon though. That I anticipated. The hack goes out on that big juice, so there's not gonna be much. Oh, and the kill too. Thornlap while getting that huge kill right off the bat. There's the mail though on the people who dropped. That's a sad fate if you're there. Pin comes through from Jump Penny. Absolute aggression comes out, and now it's just the cleanup.
Yeah, well played from Havoc. That Blizzard was pretty much the only thing they had to really use to win that fight. And now, you know, Bad Overwatch already down super badly in this time bank. And now Toaster, look at him. He's just getting staggered out so badly. That's just gonna run down their time bank even more.
Now that's a really good ability to ult track, knowing that Toaster had ult, so it didn't really matter if they just kind of like sat back and let him feed there for a long time. So now Toaster, that slow little granny getting back from spawn with a little bit of speed boost help from Yanu, and now they're going to take this high ground again, or at least attempt it. They have ultimates this time. They have actually an ultimate advantage coming in, so if they can just, you know, build that EMP, get it off, maybe get an EMP Shatter, Nano Ryan in your face, that's exactly what you need to see. Jump Penny, though, crucially, he has the Shatter. He goes a little bit aggressive. The hack comes out on Big Juice again. No lamp. There is a Duke Ryan in your backline, though. That's not what you'd like to see. The Nano comes out, and Bananas has to sustain a front line all on his own. He's walled off, though, now, and it's all going to be for naught. 2 CP, so hard. You lose your main tank, you're pretty much done for.
Yep, that's pretty much the story of 2 CP. And yeah, huge copy from Off-White. Even if it didn't really find anything even if it didn't really find any kills, it just puts so much pressure because you just have the rest of your team looking at the copy just to take them down. And your front line can't really do much else because the other team's front line is just walking onto you. And now it's a minute left for Bad Overwatch to just get anywhere on the second point.
Yeah, now crucially, Light has built another high noon really rather quickly, and Bang is kind of poking out. The wall comes through, so they're kind of split. Hack comes through on the Jump Penny though, so Bananas gets a free Shatter right now if he wants to use it. There's the EMP, double hack Jump Penny. That's a sad Light. Light gets 2 kills though. Huge value from Miss McCree. There's the Flux. He's gonna get some more kills. That boat name is the last one left alive, and Alazan finishes him off. Jump Penny coming on this ball rollout. It'd be interesting to see if he can make it. The wall kind of blocks the shatter, which is a little awkward. Big suck on the Ryan mechanics, but that's unfortunate. Bananas does get the frag in the end, though. And there's a sleep on Adam. That's so sad. Boat name is there, just contesting the point. It's going to be it, as Adam just finally wakes up from his little nipper nap into a McRight click. What a sad fate.
Well, on the plus side for bad at Overwatch, they do end up capping this with time, so it's not going to go into that one-tick scenario. On the downside, that's a pretty big time bank from 4-3 Havoc.
I'm not going to lie, that's kind of daunting. 6 minutes and 26 seconds, I could do a lot in 6 minutes and 26 seconds.
Yeah.
I've had entire games that last 6 minutes and 26 seconds. Like, that's a crazy amount of time. You can build, like, if you're, like, hard focusing it, you could probably build, like, 12 dragon strikes if you really focus for it. Like, you could, like, get Hanzo strikes. Like, you could get 12 in that time.
Yeah.
That's
So
crazy. Now it's time for the unorthodox. The impossible. You've got to pull it off out of nowhere, and, you know, Zen Lucio, that's definitely one way to do it. They go to the Mercy Zen, which I like a little more. Probably going to go to this Brawl. They've got the Sim. I'm imagine they're going to actually use it as well. I think they should probably have a Baptiste if they're going to make this kind of play. Alexander looking to go over to that Zarya as well. Not really something that we've seen him do well on tonight, but kind of necessary if you're going to jump out of a TP.
Yeah.
Time for the impossible. Jumpeni is absolutely too far up and should be crushed for that position.
He's 26. He's 27 to shatter already, though. What is that?
That's crazy. That's crazy.
41.
Absolutely insane. 41% to shatter. This could be a major MTD if Banana's not tracking that right. There's the TP onto point. There's 6 of them on point right now. The lamp is up. And the main wall to just stall out Jumpeni. Jumpeni's frozen now and burnt out. Light. That beam is so strong. You know, symmetrical rework kind of broken. Not gonna lie. Off-White gets a pick though in all that fray. In chaos, Off-White gets 2 picks, but I don't think it's gonna be enough. No one can really touch the point. Adam goes in, but it's gonna be a sad fate for Mercy.
Yeah, unfortunate point loss there for 4-3 Havoc. That Sim TP working well on the side of bad at Overwatch. 42 seconds left for the second point. And they have the window to work with as well. You can maybe look to teleport in the same way 4-3 Havoc did on top of the point on that little high ground. And
yeah,
we'll
or maybe
then.
go right to the back of the bottom point because you do have this window here, so you want to get
that is true.
They look to go for the high ground. No, they bait the high ground and then end up on the point. There's the bob, but it's going after the Narnia. There's the window to do out a little bit of damage, and Jumpeni's not looking too healthy right now. The shatter gets blocked though. Jumpeni has one of his own. It's time to land, and he hits one on the ground. Rihanna's dead. Bananas frags out Jumpeni though. Being down a main tank means a lot in this kind of a situation. The res does not come through. That confirmed. Light goes down. Light takes out Big Juice. A huge kill. Light's going off. Gets 2. And now it's a 2v3. Quote name kills 1. Light is out. The Claymaker's gone. And Alazan is last to fall. Is only a tick. 33.7%. And Rihanna cannot touch. For a minute, I'd be satisfied with that.
Yeah,
now,
for sure.
It's gross. It is absolutely disgusting. But if I'm defensive right now and I'm bad at Overwatch, I'm running a Sim Bastion. I'm running a Sim Bastion and Sigma and maybe a Reinhardt, maybe a Orisa. I haven't really decided yet, but it's gonna be gross. It's gonna be absolutely disgusting. Maybe a Fire Mercy to go with it.
Yeah, that might be what you need to go
maybe
with.
Fire Mercy Bastion. Maybe Sim Bastion. Haven't totally decided yet. It's got to be something grody though. It's got to be cheesy. It's got to be juicy. It's got to be not that. I mean, that's good, but that's not. I don't know. I'm quaking in my boots. 6 minutes is a long time, man. 6 minutes and 26 seconds for them to cap a point and 33.7%. That is If Havoc doesn't accomplish this, I'm going to make fun of them. I am going to make fun of Havoc if they do not accomplish this. I am going to at them in every channel.
Yeah, at this point, if you're bad at Overwatch, you just say winnable.
Yeah, and then
give it your best.
Junkrat's not a bad call here though. You can definitely stall out for a long time in this choke.
One.
I don't necessarily agree with this positioning on high ground, but I'll take it. You know, they can definitely just TP to point and then cap it, but
Yeah.
I'm scared. I'm
You ever see
terrified.
the-
Hawk,
you
hold
see-
me.
I think if you're bang, you just wall off the jump grab spam before it can really do anything.
Okay, so they don't give up a tick. That's crucial. That's a good moves already. Banana's stalling at the point. The window's already out though, so that's kind of scary. Shatter trading back and forth, but Light pops off, takes out Adam. That's what you need. Everyone on the team of Havoc is so low, and no one's standing in the lamp for no particular reason. You know, Bang is low, gets in that icebox to free up on health, but Light is just popping off. He doesn't miss right now, and that's exactly what you need to happen. If Light just never misses a shot, if he becomes an Overwatch League player right now, like Carpe's in my game, then you have a really good chance of winning this.
Absolutely. And well, that's a minute off the time bank for 4-3 Havoc. You only need to do that about 5 more times, so.
Yeah, I mean, like, hey, that's doable. Off-White moves over to this Echo pick, which, you know, he fragged on a bit, but that's okay. And Adam is over on this Mercy, so they've sacrificed their ult charge. That's crucial.
Yeah,
and Thornwall
definitely.
has the Riptire coming into this. This could be absolutely massive. Jumphenny could just walk in and just fall over really, really quickly. No bubbles right now for Boat Name. There it is. There's the tire incoming. They've got to rotate for this point, though. The lamp has already come out. There's the window doing a lot of frontline damage. The tire's on a long way around, and it's a big
huge.
tire. Shattered tire window, though. That's 3 ultimates already out. Granted, 3 fast-building ultimates. And Boat Name is only 61% to this grab, so that's huge value. Thornwall has swapped to the Torb. Oh, little Swedish man, you better run really quick.
Yeah,
You
I
better
think.
run fast.
Yeah, we
Off-White
had
moves over to the Hanzo. Now we're looking for the Grab Dragon combo.
Yeah, and that could be big if they can end up getting it off. And Thornwall on the Torb. We haven't seen this one yet, and that window's coming out from Big Juice. A good bit of spam before Havoc converges to the point.
Yeah, and no one's really noticed that Thornwall is behind them yet. Light with this high noon could be big. They have to break this middle pillar, though, if they're going to get any value. Off-White takes an aggressive angle and pays for it with his life. Perhaps a throw play, maybe not. The Shatter gets blocked, but Alizan is in front of the shield and does not get the block effect. Jumphenny is low, but he gets lamped to sustain. And now it's just Rihanna stalling out the point while the window wall's up. So it's scary time if you're a Lucio, kind of just living on the knife's edge. Grab is online. Rihanna goes down, though. That's not what you need. He has the beat almost. That is scary time, and there's a lot of ultimates left online if you're the side of 4-3 Havoc coming into the second fight here. That said, 3 minutes and 30 on the clock, gonna be 4 minutes on the clock. That's still a lot of time, but they do have ultimates to spare on either side of this. No Grab Dragon yet.
Yeah, and maybe you can maybe go for a grab freeze here if you're on the side of 4-3 Havoc. Just go for that grab freeze on this high ground. You just need to make sure it doesn't get eaten by Alizan. Speaking of Alizan, he has this Gravitic Flux as well as Bananas with the Shatter. And they're going with this grab freeze early. But Alizan with the Gravitic Flux, he gets frozen out of it, and that's not good, and he dies!
What a good beat, though. Both sides get beat, and there's the Shatters on either side. A bigger Shatter for Bananas. He's going out of his mind, but the back cap is almost there. What a terrifying back cap. Holy crap.
That almost got really bad.
The C9 was almost real. That's terrifying. I'm
Jeez.
absolutely terrified. My heart is going a million miles an hour. Off-White has dragons, and Big Juice has the window, but beyond that, there's not a whole lot. You know, Light's probably going to get this high noon. We've seen him work some magic so far. He needs to keep doing it. 3 minutes left on the clock, down from 4. 3 more fight wins in a row?
Maybe.
Win they both?
For the draw? Oh, for the win,
Win
sorry.
they both? For the win. For the win.
33.7.
They did
Not
cap
33.3.
0.7.
Right.
They
Gotcha.
capped the 0.7. It is winnable right now. There's the drop. Banana's dropping into a very aggressive moment, but Jumphenny eats some damage. Holy crap, there goes a lot of resources already poured into Jumphenny. But Big Juice takes out Toaster, and Adamas takes out Thornwall. There's the high noon, but it's too little too late. Gets banged, but it's not going to be enough. They're going to cap the point really quickly. Ryanu's stalling, but it's not enough.
Victory.
4-3 Havoc wins. I'm not
Yeah.
going to ping them in every channel calling them nerds. Yeah, in all honesty, what seemed like an insurmountable task for Bad at Overwatch, they definitely did a really good job holding that as long as they could, brought the time bank down, just not
Yeah.
enough in the end. I would be boomed after that last Route 66 map too. That was so close. Either way, great game through and through. The score might say 3-1, but that was absolutely one for the ages. That is one I would rewatch and rewatch and rewatch. And if you're here for the first time, drop a follow.
Yep, for sure. 400. Once we hit 413 followers, I don't know if we're at it already or not. We'll be doing that giveaway of $41.30, and that is the last giveaway we'll be doing before we change around our giveaway system. So this is your last shot for it.
Absolutely. And now we've got to talk about it, Hawkshaw. Who is
Yep.
our MVP? 4-3 Havoc has secured the win. Who is it? Is it Adam in his friend's basement with a weird setup? Is it Big Juice, the last minute, pop off king, queen? Bang, the stable, May player that we've seen all match? Off-White, the newbie, the rookie coming in big? Is it Boat Name? The unplayed, maybe ball one trick, not really ball one trick? Or was it Jumpenny, the solid man? Croissant, who pops off nonetheless? Dacus? There's so many good choices. Hawkshot, take it from me.
Oh man, there's so many to pick from. Suspect. I think one of the biggest candidates. I think just one of them has to be Off-White. What do you think?
You know what? I was kind of leaning that way too. Off-White is absolutely, a completely great choice. He comes into this map, Route 66. We have some questions, former tank player comes in to play DPS, pops off insane, absolutely carries the map. What's going on? I think Off-White's a solid choice.
Yeah,
I would agree with that.
Yeah, I think we gotta give it to him. And we're gonna get him in here in a moment, potentially for a short interview. And I really like that, like, how do you say it? How he just changes roles like from one season to the next and just absolutely goes off on both of them.
Yeah, we got Violet in our lobby. That's what's going on here.
Yeah, that's the sign of a great player. So yeah, I really have to give it to him. He put on an absolute show for us.
Yeah, I'm inclined to agree, and I cannot wait to see and hear what the man says for himself.
Absolutely.
In the meantime, though, hit that follow.
Yeah.
Because we're giving away the prize. We're really close to the giveaway target, and if you get there on time, we could be giving it away tonight. You could be walking home with $41.30 in your pocket from a follow you just gave. One button, people. One button.
Yep. You're right. Alrighty, so we're gonna get Off-White in here for this short interview.
After some small technical difficulties.
Yep. And there he is, Off-White. Welcome. You are the MVP for today's match.
Yo.
How are you feeling, man?
I mean, I'm feeling great. Personally, I don't think I played too well, but like,
Hey now.
I don't know.
Hard to say. I would definitely say there's a play of the game or two out there with your name on it that would say otherwise. Off-White, man, coming in here as a rookie, how did you feel? Being subbed in that third map after your team was down. Was there a lot of pressure?
Honestly, I could not feel a single part of my body. Like, my leg was shaking out of control for the whole first map. Like, the first time I played, I was just abusing broken heroes.
Just
well, I mean, if you paid for
heroes.
the whole game, you could use the whole game. So
True
that's what I go by, at least.
And how was it facing off against Light?
Oh, Light was nuts. Honestly, these guys, Battle Overwatch was a lot better than we expected.
Yeah, absolutely. Battered Overwatch coming in here, kind of showing us all, they have the skill to contend at this level, but 4-3 Havoc maintaining that standing right now. And how does it feel? Like, what's the energy in the team right now?
Oh, we were going crazy, especially after that Route 66 game. We were wild.
Yeah, for sure. That was a crucial game to win. And going into the next few weeks of this tournament, what's next for you guys?
Honestly, I think we just play the way we've been playing. Like, there's a reason we're winning these games, and I think the whole team is just playing like phenomenal. I don't think there is anything we should change.
Is
Yeah,
there any
absolutely.
teams that you're like looking out for that you're worried about facing off against in the coming games?
Honestly, standing wise, Nightshade is up there as undefeated, I believe, but I would also have to say WVU because last time we went up against them, it was a 3-2. It was like a really close game. So I'd say those two teams.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely awesome. And is there any final words, like anyone else other than yourself, that you'd really like throw up there? Because it was a tough one. Like you were definitely a clear winner for the MVP, but there was lots of other candidates. Who else would you have thrown up there for MVP out of your team?
I mean, I feel like everyone played great, but I'd have to say SS boat name. It's his first time playing in OCS, and he actually popped off. His grabs were nuts.
You know what? I can't deny that his grabs were nuts. So boat
Yeah.
name pop off king, and thank you very much for this interview, Josh. Go celebrate with your team, and can't wait to catch you in the next match.
Thank
For
you,
sure.
thank you.
Yes, sir.
Awesome. So we're going to take a short break and then we'll tally up your likes. So remember, get that follow button in right now so that when we go to do this giveaway, it's going to be their last one. Like, you got to get that like in now and drop a subscribe so you can catch us on our next one. Trust me, it's worth it.
Yeah, absolutely. Let me check the amount we're at. 407. At least from what it says on my side.
Absolutely. So we're going to give you like 20 seconds here. We're going to drop out. When we come back, I expect that to be at 413 Esports to have 413 followers. All right, everybody. So we're going to give you a couple extra seconds here. Get your follows in. We are 6 away from pulling it off. And right now, we're just going to take a quick look at some of the standings here, some of the fixtures, and look at the next matches. And then if you haven't gotten it there, don't be ashamed. Don't be sad. You'll still have plenty of time to follow later and catch the next stream. And then you'll get the prize then.
Yep.
So Hawkshaw, now what kind of damage has 4-3 Havoc just done to our standings?
Maybe a decent bit. I mean, with a 3-1 win, that's just gonna tack on a +2 maps for your team in the standings. It's gonna sort of drop Battle Overwatch down a little bit, I would think.
Yeah, I'd be inclined to agree. Just so we know, the fixtures for this coming week are out. We've still got a game tomorrow at 10 p.m. And then after that, what kind of matches are we really looking out for in this coming week?
Let me take a look real quick.
From what I understand, it seems like the two teams that our MVP just listed off, Off-White, he said Nightshade and WV Mountaineers are two teams to look out for. They are actually going against each other in this coming week.
Yeah, Mountaineers versus Nightshade. That should be a really good game to watch.
Absolutely one I would want to watch if I were you guys.
Mm-hmm.
Some great games coming out, and now we have our standings up, of course, and we're looking at it, and it's going to be some of the top teams have shifted around. So now Havoc sitting up there, undefeated currently.
Yeah.
They're 3-0 for the wins. They're currently their map differential is better than Nightshade, so they are actually at the top of the standings. And of course, Mountaineers definitely in there too. So yeah, 1, 2, and 3. Mountaineers, Nightshade, and Havoc. Some people might criticize though. Nightshade's had a pretty easy strength of schedule right now. So they're coming in here against W Mountaineers to kind of maybe expose Nightshade if they're not ready.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see if that really is the case or not when they verse each other in the coming week. Then yeah. And again, tomorrow at 10 p.m. EST, we have UAH Charger Blue versus 4-on-3 Catalyst. That should be a good one to watch as well. And is there anything else we need to say or mention?
No, I think shout out to anyone who's followed today, and don't you worry, you'll get your giveaway tomorrow at 10 p.m. EST. Don't be late. Don't be if you're not there, you're not square. You're triangular. It's weird.
We get the point. Yeah, I knew exactly what you were saying.
Yeah. Words make sense. Rhyme mechanics are cool.
Yeah.
All right. Have yourselves a good one, everybody. Thank you all for coming out. And 4-on-3 Suspects signing off.
Yep. See y'all later.